The moment the water monster lord plunged into the lake's depths, Lin Tian didn't show the slightest concern. From beneath the shifting water, he simply curved his lips, as if amused by the idea of his prey trying to flee. It was as though he was thinking, escape? You really believe that's possible? Before anyone could guess what he planned, the sky split open with a deafening roar. Lightning spiraled around Lin Tian as he pulled out the spear of Zeus, arcs of electricity dancing wildly across his body. Without so much as a warning, he hurled the spear straight into the lake. The impact was instant. A blinding explosion of lightning consumed the water's depths, so bright that even those watching from afar had to shield their eyes. A colossal pillar of lightning slammed down from the heavens, detonating in the lake like a celestial hammer. Water erupted upward in towering waves. Even Alice, who had witnessed countless battles, was left wide-eyed, another world-grade artifact, and one far more destructive than she'd imagined. The lake, stretching for dozens of miles, turned into a graveyard. Monster corpses floated everywhere, thick enough to cover the surface. Almost nothing beneath remained alive. The water monster lord emerged as well, more accurately, drifted upward, his entire body charred black, eyes rolled back, clinging to life by a thread. Lin Tian let out a cold snort, as though commenting on the weather. Lucky or unlucky, hard to say. If you hadn't been underwater to soften the lightning, one strike would have sent you straight to the afterlife. When the water monster lord finally regained consciousness after who knows how long, he first felt a strange warmth, almost pleasant. But that comfort evaporated the instant he realized he was completely paralyzed. And once his vision cleared, madness nearly swallowed him whole. That warmth came from a massive bonfire. Around it, goblins were roasting water monsters, some already dead, some still screaming as they cooked alive, their cries slicing through the air. One freshly awakened monster spotted his lord and wailed, begging for salvation. The water monster lord sucked in a sharp breath. His mind crumbled as he saw who was on the rack directly before him, his younger brother, fat sizzling, dripping into the flames. Lin Tian tore off a chunk of roasted belly meat, tasted it thoughtfully, and nodded as if reviewing a fine dish. Not bad. Kinda like fish, but more tender. The belly's even better. Watching this scene, the water monster lord trembled uncontrollably, rage and despair twisting together. You beasts, you damned goblins! Return my family! Oh? You're awake! Lin Tian replied with a lazy grin. Lin Tian turned around and lifted a freshly roasted skewer to his mouth, golden juices dripping from the meat. That was the last straw. Do you even know what you're doing? The water monster lord roared, veins bulging, eyes bloodshot with frenzy. Nearby, the man-eating bird watched quietly, conflicted for a moment but ultimately unmoved. He muttered coldly, "And when you and that northern lord wiped out my tribe, did you hesitate? Consider this your retribution." The water monster lord froze, unable to respond. Regret, hatred, and helplessness warred inside him. Then his gaze shifted to the side, where several female water monsters were tied up and being dragged away by goblins. His teeth ground together in fury. What are you doing with them? Don't you dare! If you have the guts, kill my tribe outright! Lin Tian waved a hand dismissively. Relax. I won't kill them. They're useful. If they weren't so ugly, my goblins would have handled them already. Something inside the water monster lord snapped. Trembling, he pleaded, voice cracking. I beg you, please spare my surviving clansmen. They had nothing to do with this. If you want someone to take responsibility, take me. Apologize? Lin Tian chuckled. Doesn't exist in my vocabulary. Everything he knew about goblins, what he thought they were, was shattered. All he could feel now was pure terror. True cruelty, true cold-bloodedness, true mercilessness. Only now did he understand. Grinding his teeth, he hissed, I swear! I'll kill every last one of you someday. Lin Tian paused mid-bite, glanced at him with curiosity, and asked, Who said you'll stay alive long enough? The water monster lord froze, and then laughed bitterly. As if you'd dare kill me! I am the Western Lord appointed by the Demon King himself. That golden lizard you killed was nothing. You really think you can do the same to me? The man-eating bird leaned in and murmured to Lin Tian. Remember, lords in the Great Tomb can't fight each other. If one lord kills another, it sparks a full-scale war. Last time a lord tried to devour the rest to become the Great Overlord, the Bone King erased him instantly. But Lin Tian only waved him off. Don't worry. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'll make him die in the most hopeless way possible. Even if he complains to the Bone King, doesn't matter. The Bone King had made one thing painfully clear. Out of everyone following him, Lin was the piece no one could afford to lose. Anyone else could fall, but not him. Next he said they were heading out to make the Northern Lord understand what true regret felt like. Lin intended to erase every lord who hinted at rebellion. War was coming, and he refused to leave even the smallest chance for an ambush. In his mind, a single misstep could ruin everything. And so, the party set off for the north. The northern part of the Great Tomb stretched endlessly, an ocean of white buried under eternal snow. As the cold winds started biting into the group, Lin raised his hand without hesitation and summoned a glowing sphere. The heart of Apollo, a world-grade artifact floating like a miniature sun above his palm. Even from a distance, its heat felt enough to melt stone. Yet in Lin's control, the blazing star behaved obediently, giving off only gentle warmth instead of scorching fire. Alice finally asked, half bewildered, just how many artifacts Lin had managed to get from the dwarves. Lin only replied vaguely, something close to enough, clearly unwilling to reveal more. At his current strength, even holding so many artifacts was dangerous. If word got out, hunters and rivals would swarm him. But thanks to the heart of Apollo, the bitter cold faded little by little. The real issue, though, was finding the Northern Lord. Among the 4 great lords, he was the only one who isolated himself completely. Nobody even knew how strong he truly was. Lin didn't waste time. He activated the Great Overlord's summoning authority, spreading a command across the land. The previously silent snowfield immediately stirred. Snow mounds burst open as creatures of every kind emerged, 3-tailed snow mice with fuzzy coats and clueless Tibetan fox expressions, phantom snow owls drifting above with headlights for eyes, and many more kinds of monsters answering his call. The man-eater bird let out an admiring sigh, muttering that being a great overlord was unbelievably convenient. With a single thought, Lin could command monsters from anywhere. And seeing how far Lin had already grown shattered the bird's old belief that goblins were naturally weak or stupid. Time passed until finally, a tiny figure fluttered toward them, a snow spirit, palm-sized with crystal-like wings, usually adorable but now covered in bruises and cuts, struggling just to stay in the air. It managed to speak, reporting that it had found the Northern Lord, then its strength gave out. Leah quickly caught the little spirit in her hands, holding it carefully as its vision slowly cleared. When the spirit urged them to follow, saying the Lord was hiding inside a cave, a faint, almost impatient smile tugged at Lin's lips. But Leah couldn't ignore the injuries and asked what had happened. And the truth streamed out. Snow spirits were intelligent enough to ignore Lin's summons, but after years of oppression under the Northern Lord, this one had finally chosen to rebel. Snow spirits were born during months-long blizzards and revived again with the next storm after death. Their greatest value was the snow spirit stones they produced, stones packed with terrifying amounts of mana, capable of instantly boosting a monster's level. In the human world, they were priceless treasures. For decades, the Northern Lord had enslaved the spirits, devouring countless stones and refusing to release even a single one, no matter how tortured or close to death. Lin's smile deepened. Snow spirit stones were incredibly useful for strengthening monsters, so the Northern Lord's cruelty only cemented Lin's decision that the man had to be removed. Before long, the group reached the cave entrance. Violent demonic energy surged outward, heavy and raging, but no one stopped. They stepped into the darkness without hesitation. A furious roar exploded from within, the voice echoing wildly. "Where's that little worm? Get over here! Want another beating? This time I'll kill you!"